pencil, a marker, or watercolors, or hi everyone, welcome to the class. And today we are going to use pencils to do some sketches. And I have provided um, a few pictures of flowers. I'm going to start with the simplest one, which is the tulips. And then I will do a drawing from life of a fruit. And the pencils I'm using are HB and 2B, 4B, 6B. Okay, they're nice dark pencils, and we're going to use that first. Um, we're going to do some sketches using pencil today, and we are not going to be using watercolor today. It will probably start in 1 or 2 weeks once everybody had a chance to collect their materials. So with that, welcome to the class. And I just wanted to say that last time my computer crashed and I had to get out of the meeting. So in case something like that happens, please bear with me. I will come back in such a situation, okay? Just so you know. So with that, I will switch my camera. Mm, and I do have a picture of the flowers in the chat box, but
We're not
perhaps
there yet.
it's in the chat.
I haven't seen. I'm still not seeing it.
So Nancy
It
is in
is
charge.
not there.
So Nancy is in charge of that. Once a few more people join, she will be able to post it, okay?
I will set it again.
Yeah. But in the meantime, I will draw from this apple. Okay, so if you have a fruit at your end, you can draw from there. So this is this is just to give people time to join the class, and so that everybody has picture of the flower. So I'm gonna start with that, okay? So when I do something like this, I would look at the line, the center line from this base of this stem to the base of the apple, and I will try and compare this side and the other side and see ascertain the symmetry of the object. And I will start with a very light touch of my pencil. So the pencil marks are very light at the beginning. I'll also block in some of the shadow. This is how the shadow is looking from my angle, right? So after that, I will come and start blocking in the dark areas Again, with a very light touch, and my lines are barely visible at this point. I'm just trying to get an idea of the shape. Once I do that, I will come and put just hatch it out, like just put a shade. These are the shadow areas of the apple. There are some light areas and there are some shadow areas, right? And the stem is really dark, so I'm going to go and darken that. And the actual shadow of the apple is much darker. Next, I'll take just a used paper napkin around my fingers, and I will just blend it in using this technique. Right? So then I would go after that and I'll clean up with the eraser some of the areas that I think there is some unnecessary marks of the pencil. I'll clean that up. And I'll also clean up some of the graphites from the areas where the light is hitting the apple. And then I would come with a darker pencil. This happens to be a 6B. And I would go and darken some of the areas. I would enforce the borders, the outline. From this angle, from between my eyes and the apple, I can see the bottom a little bit. So I'll put that in. So in a light drawing, you're gonna do exactly that you see, right? So here I know that I'm seeing some of that, so I'll put that in. And then I will reinforce my shadows a little bit. I'll reinforce the contact point between the table and the apple, right? And then I would come and I would reinforce some of these areas a little bit more. I like to keep my strokes very organic, and sometimes I use a variety of strokes, but I would generally follow the direction of the form. So this is the form of the apple. I can almost see some lines, see like that. So I'm trying to get some of that in. And there is a reflected light on that part. I can see that this part of the apple is a little bit lighter. So I'm going to leave that alone. Like there is that light white line there. See how I'm holding my pencil at a slight angle so that I get a lot of graphite, and I'm not holding it like as if I'm writing something. I'm holding it from the side. This is the third layer I'm putting in. And if you are using color at your end, you can gradually put darker colors on top of the light colors. If you are using paint at your end, like watercolor or acrylic, you can go darker slowly, the top layers, okay? And this part is much darker, so I'm just going in a little bit more with a darker shade of pencil. And my shadow here is also pretty dark, so I'll darken this area up a little bit more. Again, I'm back to my apple. I'm gonna darken this area up a bit more. Define this a little bit more. Make it look more spherical. Come back with my eraser and get rid of some of the pencil marks from here. Make it a bit lighter. This is the highlight. Define the highlight a little bit. Okay. So that concludes that. So next I will do the picture of the tulip that I have sent your way. It's in the chat box. It's in the chat, and you can have it open in another window, and I'll get started with that.
Excuse me, Pamela,
Yes.
can you flip back to the Apple, the finished drawing so that I can take a photo, please? Thank you. Just a second. Thank you.
Pamela, Nancy, the access to the file is restricted by your account. So I'm assuming it's my account.
Pardon?
It's Flora. It says access to file restricted by your account.
Oh, you know, the picture in the chat box, you can see that.
Yeah, I can see that that it's restricted. So I cannot open it.
You
Me
cannot
neither.
open.
I cannot open it even though I'm on the list.
Oh, you cannot open that. I will set it. I'll set them again.
So it's okay if we get started though, okay? So while we do that, I will explain to you the process of painting the tulip. Just bear with me. You will be able to put together a drawing, even if you don't have the actual photo. All I have is outline, and so I'm gonna get started without any further delay. I'll start with the drawing process. See, I'm not drawing everything. I'm just drawing some parts of the flower. So this is the process of drawing a tulip that you're gonna see in and as the spring, the flowers they bloom. So it's a very simple shape. And you can, once you master this, you will be able to have a lot of fun painting them or even just drawing or sketching them. So I'm just going to use this drawing. It doesn't exactly match with what has been sent out. What I have sent it out is a outline, and you can just, once you print it, you can sketch over it without going through the drawing process. If you don't have to go through the drawing process if you don't want, or if you want, you could follow me to see how to put together this set of tulips just with a pencil sketch. And there is a lot of options. You can also take this and put together a painting using red or pink colors, okay? Or you can just do a sketch. Sketching is a lot of fun because with a very few things, you can actually put together a very nice piece of art. It may take a little bit more time than painting, but it
What
has
pencil are you using now? What
what pencil? 6B.
6B?
Yeah. I'm just creating some of the darker areas. Okay. The darkest. I'm just creating the darkest dark around. Because I'm gonna come and blend it, and I'll take that dark into my lighter areas, just like I did with the apple. So if you are using paint, you'll do the exact same thing. You'll use one of your dark red color or pink or whatever color you choose, and you'll do this part with the dark colors, okay? All right. So I blocked some of that in using my 6B pencil. Very light use of the pencil, not digging into the paper too much, because then the tooth of the paper will be gone and you won't have a chance to put darker colors later on. So go lighter at the beginning. I'll then come with my paper napkin over my finger, and I'll just blend it in a bit. This step is like the blending step in painting. If you're painting with watercolor, you'd come and you probably had water and you're gonna blend in the color that you have put in. I'm just blending it in so that the pencil marks, they disappear a little bit. Right? Then I'll come and I'll see if I want to remove any color from anywhere, any paint from anywhere, any pencil marks from anywhere. And if you are using watercolor or acrylic, you'll be using white or some water to lift up some of the paint. If you are using pencil, you'd probably come in with a white pencil and blend all these areas in to lighten them up.
Please rise a little bit your paper. We don't see. Yeah, little bit. Thank you. Good job. Thank you.
I will come and darken some areas now. I can take a harder pencil like 2B now and create some of the outlines with a harder stroke to define them a little bit more. I can also create like some marks on the leaves that with using the 2B pencil. So basically I'll go in the direction of the leaf, not like some other direction, but more like in the direction in which the leaf has grown. So like that. And that's called drawing or painting in the direction of the form. So it looks nice if you do that. See, now I'm going up the stem, so I'm going to do that. So if you are painting with a actual acrylic or watercolor, your brush movements will be in those directions also. So this is the drawing of this is the sketch of the tulip. You can take a screenshot if you wish.
It's beautiful tulips. Good job.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Next, I'll do something simple. You don't have to do this. You can follow along if you wish, or you can keep working on your flower. So I'm gonna do this candy. It looks very simple, but it's not. So this method is painting from drawing from life, right? Drawing from life can be anything. It could be a flower, it could be a fruit, it could be a person.
It's like lifestyle.
Life drawing, that's right.
Yes, lifestyle. Thank you.
Right? I'm just seeing whatever this object is offering to me. This object is offering to me a round shape, two triangular shape, and the shadow. And then there is shadow inside the shadow areas and light areas inside the object itself, right? So, and then there are little dots, right? And you can use paint to do this, but you can also use pencil to sketch, right? So I'm gonna do the shadow now. And next we are gonna move to the lilies that is in the chat box. So if you want to take a look at if you have that flower or not. This-
Nancy, do you mind emailing us? Because it seems like we have no access. It's restricted in the chat box.
Oh. Okay. I don't have your email address.
Can I type it to you?
Ask Nancy.
Okay. I'll email.
Okay, you
I'll
don't
send it.
need you don't need the picture. Okay, I will explain the flowers when I work. Don't worry about it.
You can ask Nancy.
Yeah, you can ask Nancy, but my solution is let's not worry about it too much and follow me along and you'll be okay.
Thank you.
So I'm painting from the side of my pencil. If you are using a brush, you'd paint from the side of your brush, okay? Very simple. The two methods are quite simple, really. So I'm just doing all these areas. Lights and darks, right? I think I have drawn the candy bigger than it should be. The candy is probably a bit smaller. This part. I think mine is bigger.
What number pencil are you using now?
Just 2B. You can
Just
just use a HB. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything is fine. Because you're going to use it from the side, right? And then that gives out a lot of graphite to the paper. See, now I'm doing the shadow side a little bit, and then I will block that in. Same process as in painting. We're going to get to painting in a few weeks, but try and remember I talked about all this. It will help us in the process of painting, okay? So I'm painting it darker, putting the shadow of the pencil darker, right? Blocking it in. Next step is to go and blend it, right? So I'm getting ready for that. So just blocking in as much as I can. Anything that I see is dark, I'm putting that in. Correcting my shapes. My pencil is still going very light though. I'm not digging into the paper, because that destroys the paper, the tooth of the paper, and you won't be able to do next layers. It's going to look very shiny, and the graphite is not going to go very well on it, right? So I'm just putting in light layers, and then I'll go into my shadow. right? Like on this part of the shadow. And then I'll have to correct it. This is wrong. My shadow is not quite right. So this is a chance to correct your drawing also, the process. And as you go through it, really ask yourself, are you doing it right? Are you doing what you're seeing, right? There, right? So then this is all dark here. There's a little bit of reflection of light on this part. I'm going to leave some white areas. This also has some color, really. Next, I'll come in with my paper. And I'll just blend it in a bit. I'll then come in with my eraser and get rid of some darker areas that I see that light is getting reflected. I'm gonna put those into my drawing. Creating the highlights. So if you are using a paint, you'd put white in this stage. If you are using watercolor, you'd have left it as the color of the paper. Okay. Removing some of the marks that the charcoal has made. Next, I'll come in with my this is a 7B, or I could use the 6B that I was using before. Right? I could use the 6B, and I would darken these areas of the shadow. Okay. That's that. The shadow is very dark. And then there is the paper that is wrinkled up here a little bit. I'm doing the wrinkles of the paper at this point. Just so you know, I have put my email in the chat box. Next time we need to send a photo out, I'll send it to you if you give me your email address. If you send me an email, I'll email it to you. Next time. I cannot do it this time, but next time I can email it to you if we need to refer to a photo. So now I'm doing some of the designs on the candy. And then we have the round, these round things, these round designs are a little bit difficult to do because it's yellow dot on red, right? If I was using paint, it would be much easier. But because it's pencil, right? I am going to use my eraser to remove some marks that look and make them look like dark rounds, okay? Like round marks, not dark round, but lighter round marks on the candy wrapper so that it looks like those dots. But it's hard to do using sketch. It's very detailed, right? It's hard to put in so much detail. The little round, and then I will go and make this wrapper a little bit darker and make the rounds show up a little bit more. I hope you're able to see. So I'm just going around those rounds so that they're a little bit more visible, you know. But I'm using my 2B pencil at this point, and it's sharpened nicely at the tip. So it's pretty detailed, right? So I'm going in and I'm going right next to the area that I removed the mark. Here, I'm gonna move it close to the camera so you can see it. See how I'm doing this? This is very, very detailed, and so I used a eraser to make some round marks, and then I'm going in with my pencil and I will just go very close to it and just detail out some of those rounds a little bit. If you are using a paint, you'd just take a very thin round brush and you'll put in the yellows on top, okay? Acrylic, right? But with watercolor, it's more difficult to do that. So you'll have to plan for it so that the yellow can show.
Yeah, good.
So this is how I would go about doing that. Some of these areas are pretty dark, so I'm darkening them out. Okay, so that's it. So I will give you a moment so you can take a screenshot if you want, but let me just put in some a little bit more details. So that's it, okay, for the drawing. You can take a screenshot if you wish. Okay. Looking at the time, I don't think I have the time to do another flower today. So we did an apple, tulips, a candy in a wrapper, and perhaps I can spend a few moments with you to to draw something else. I'm trying to think of something simple. I do have this pair. Okay. So we can try and do the pair so you can see it. So it has a, so from my angle, I'm seeing the pair lying on the table, right? But from the camera, you're gonna see just the top. It may look different, right? Just try, maybe I won't look at this object. I'll look at what you are seeing, and I'm gonna try and do that. Even though I am seeing it differently, but I'll try and do what you are seeing, okay? Yeah. So let's do that. So here is, I'm starting to draw in a very light way with my 2B pencil. This whole area, I cannot really tell where the pear is ending and where the shadow is starting. So I don't have a choice but to not do this edge because simply because I cannot see it, and it is risky for me to imagine that there is a line there because I cannot see it, so I'm not going to do it. So basically the idea is you just do what you see, okay? This is what I'm trying to teach. So when you do drawing from life, you just do what you see from observation. This is called drawing and painting from observation. So I'm just going to follow that rule and not have a line on the underside of this pear, and observe how I'm moving my lines. This is hatch mark. I'm not going like water, right? I'm going along the direction of the flow of the pear, how the pear is. So that's the basic drawing, right? Because I did it so lightly, I do have an opportunity to clean up some if I have a mistake somewhere and put in. So my email is in the chat box. In case you want to just drop me a line, feel free to do that. And next time there is a matter of sharing a photo, I will send it directly to you. But I don't want to interrupt the class right now. So next time I will send it to you so that you have it with no problem, right? Here we go. So this is what I have. And then I'm gonna go and blend it. Then I'll take my eraser and correct something that I need to correct or put in the highlight. There is no highlight in this case. I don't see any strong reflection of light or anything, okay? I'm just correcting my shape of the pear a little bit more. Please do not put the email in the chat. Send me an email if you can, okay?
Yeah.
My request. Later on, write the email down and then later on send me an email. I do not have time to look at the chat. I hope you understand.
Do you have your email here in video?
No, I I want to do that, but I haven't.
Yeah.
But my email is in the chat box. It's really easy. It's Pamela Day Fine Arts. Pamela Day, Pamela DEY Fine
Yeah.
Arts at gmail.com.
At first, it didn't accept it in your email.
No, it will go through Fine Arts, ARTS.
Yeah, I did that, but it didn't accept it at first. So hoping the second one will be accepted.
PAMELADEY. Let me see if I
Yeah.
put it correctly. I'm not
Yeah.
sure if I did it
Yeah.
right.
See,
PAMELADEY Fine Arts at gmail.com. Yes, it is correct.
Yeah. The
Okay.
first one did not accept it.
Fine Arts with
ARTS.
TS. Yes, thank you. With S. At gmail.com.
Right. And you can do it later on. Please don't feel that you have to do it right now. You have a whole week to do that. Okay. Just write it down. Pamela Day, DEY, Fine Arts at gmail.com.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Yeah. So we have that, and now, right? So we have this. I'm painting exactly what you're seeing, and some part is getting cut off from the top. I'm trying to move the pear a little bit so that without destroying the shadow. Okay, this should be better. Okay, so I'm now doing this part of the pear, which is pointing down, right? Using the pencil, holding it not like this, but a little bit far, right? So if you're using a brush, you'd also hold it a little bit far, okay? So that makes your strokes really nice and interesting. Don't worry about making it perfect.
Thank you, Pam. I have to go.
All right, thank you for joining.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
There, okay? So I defined it a little bit on the top area. It does look a little bit dark over there, so I'll put that in. I'll use the paper again to blend it in a little bit more. And then come again with my 6B pencil and darken the shadow. I'm still hatching, like going in the same direction. I'm not putting in a dot. I'm not doing a variety of things. My strokes are pretty harmonious, you know. They're almost the same kind of strokes. Sometimes I'm creating a variety, but most often I'm just staying within that area of the same stroke, same direction. So I'm gonna come and do that a little bit darker on this area again. Okay. I could take my 2B pencil and work on the stem a little bit more. Okay. And here is a little thing that's showing. So that's the painting. That's the drawing of the pear. Okay, you can take a screenshot in a minute. Let me just correct a few things. Then I'll come and darken this a little bit more. This time I'm holding it like a pencil and going all in, making it really, really dark. There, okay? So this is completed now. You can take a picture if you want. So with that, I'd like to revise what we did today. We did an apple. This is still life from life. I did this, and I hope you also did this at your end and you enjoyed it. This is a few tulips and the leaves. This is the candy. And then we did a pear.
Hi, teacher. Can you turn over the flower and make the picture, please?
Sure.
Hmm.
One second.
Yeah,
Let me
yeah.
squeeze. Give me 1 second. Let me switch
Okay.
the camera here.
Okay. Thank you.
Your sign.
Thank you, Pam.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for so much. Yeah,
Thank you,
bye-bye.
Parmini. Thank you so